Welcome back to another enthralling episode 6 I think we're on now. You can see since the last episode I fitted the red door. I haven't got around to completely lining it up yet. I'm going to wait to have some help to do both sides at once and try and knock the fitment out in a couple of evenings. For now though, it's time to get on to the exciting part, trying to fit the Cosworth. So it's time to get this old 4-cylinder crossmember and steering rack out so that I can set the V6 crossmember and power steering into place. It's going to need to be modified slightly on the crossmember, or on the chassis leg, sorry, because there's only 2 mounting holes and they're in the wrong place. So I need to drill out there's already a dimple in the chassis that Ford created when they were tooling the shell. So I just need to locate it, drill it out to, I think it's 20mm from memory, to fit the spacer, then weld the captive nut on the top of it so that it doesn't crush the chassis whenever you bolt the crossmember through the rails. So, easier said than done, but we'll give it a go. Hanging on the steering joint. Let's fix that. There we go. One 4-cylinder setup removed. Now then, this car has clearly had some sort of a engine swap before in its life. Somebody has welded on, well, welded in inverted commas, welded on what looks to be an old DIY mount kit on both sides. So I think that's going to be first on the list to get rid of. Try and somehow pick it off without damaging the chassis rail to see what's left underneath it. So bear with me. Once the chassis light's cleaned up and the old reinforcements taken off, I need to fix a couple of wee bits and pieces there, but nothing major. This one here already has the tube in it. It's just had the captive nut taken off. In the standard Ford shell, there's already 2 dimples on either side, with where the V6 captive nut should have went. So all I'm going to do now is enlarge those out to the same size as the spacers that I rescued from the red car, and use the captive nuts as well that I rescued from the red car to weld them on nicely. So, cue the music. Okay, now I have drilled out the hole just wide enough and no more to take the spacer. I've drilled out the bottom hole just wide enough for the bolt. So now, before I weld anything up, I think the best plan of attack is to take the liberated spacer from the red car, put the bolt up through, tighten this up so that it can't move, So it is nicely where I want it. And then I can take the welder and fill in the two nicely drilled out spot welds that I did whenever I removed it from the red car. Same thing on the other side. And whenever you come back, you should hopefully see the finished result. So, cross member captive nuts are all welded in. I think the only thing to really do now, has to happen really, is to try and lift the engine and box up in one package. Try and get these lined up in the shell and see how it goes. It's debatable how it's going to go considering I'm on my own, but you have to try these things. And there we have it. One engine in the hole. I think that'll nearly do me for tonight, but before I go, I want to get the car mobile again, so I shall get the ball joints and track control arms and stuff back in, so might as well use the lift for what it's designed for. You can see I have a few oil leaks to address before I put the engine back in the car again. But this is the hybrid MT75 gearbox. It's built from a 4x4 Cosworth gearbox and a 2-litre double overhead cam Sierra gearbox. I went the extra mile and got a custom prop made with a slip joint that slides up and down on this. It's down there somewhere. So for now, I think I'll just put these front suspension legs back in and that'll do me for tonight. Alright, this is the preferred method of putting another roll bar in. It's the only way I can seem to get the ends compressed enough to fit in between the track rods, track control arms. Sometimes it works, sometimes it goes badly wrong. The one time it's on video, it'll probably go badly wrong. In. There we have it. Unrolling, driving, steering car again with an engine on it. So I'm going to call that a good night's work and call it a night. Thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe. Tell your friends. Thank you. Okay, so I know I said that was the end of the episode, but couldn't really resist. Just had to happen. Probably not their final resting place, but it's close enough to where I want them, and I think it is possible to route the exhaust and the inlet side of things the way I want them where they're sitting, so I can't see them moving too far, but yeah, I'm like a child in a toy shop, couldn't resist.